start the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Saw content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil.
I just got done beating Doom the Dark Ages, and man, it was a wild ride from start to finish. I had fun with this game. When Doom is firing on all cylinders, there's almost nothing else like it. That sense of speed, violence, control, and pure chaos, it's addictive. This game reminded me of why so many people fell in love with the series in the first place, even if it didn't quite hit the high notes that Doom Eternal did. Let's start from the beginning, because this isn't just another Doom game. This isn't Earth being invaded, it's not Mars falling apart. This time we're sent way back. The story takes place long before the modern day events we've seen before. Hell is already a looming threat, and humanity is locked in an ancient war to survive. The world is completely different, no guns and labs, sci-fi setting here. This is a brutal, primitive, war-torn. The entire game feels like a mythical tale being told through fire and blood. At the center of it all is the Doomslayer once again, humanity's last and most devastating hope. But this time there's a twist. He isn't in control. He's bound by a strange device that suppresses his will and turns him into a mindless weapon used by those in power to fight their battles. The earlier parts of the game hit differently because of that. You're strong, sure, but you're chained. The Slayer is being commanded, not unleashed, and that gives the first few hours a really unique tone. You're wrecking demons, but you're doing it on someone else's terms. Eventually, things change. As you progress, the Slayer starts breaking free of that control, piece by piece. He begins pushing back, taking his own path, making decisions instead of being used. The story centers around an artifact known as the Heart, something deeply tied to the war, something both sides desperately want to possess. It becomes the core objective, the thing everyone else is chasing. The Slayer's journey takes him across worlds, from shattered strongholds to the depths of hell and back again. Along the way, he faces betrayal, ancient monsters, collapsing alliances, and the impossible odds. But you already know how it goes. He doesn't stop, he never does. And with that foundation, let me talk about what the game does right, because there's a lot of things it gets right. Let's start with the gameplay. It's fast, it's responsive, it's violent as hell. The core Doom combat loop is alive and well. Move fast, never stop, keep killing, keep moving, keep grabbing ammo, health, and armor mid-fight. That constant rhythm is what makes Doom feel so good. There's a real art to how it all flows, and the Dark Ages doesn't abandon that. If anything, it refines it in places, particularly through its use of the melee combat and the shield system. The shield isn't just a gimmick, it's integrated into your movement and aggression. You can bash enemies, block damage, even use it to extend combos or crowd control in the middle of the chaotic arena. The weapons are absolutely phenomenal. From old favorites to brand new tools of destruction, everything feels powerful. The new design fits the medieval tone without sacrificing what makes Doom guns feel good. The shotgun is loud and punchy, the explosives are devastating, and the melee kills. Whether you're slicing through monsters with a blade or flattening them with your bare hands, every finisher looks and sounds disgusting in the best way. The upgrades are also smartly designed, not too complex and not too basic, just enough to give you options and tweak your build without overwhelming you. Then there's the setting, and I cannot stress this enough. The setting is brilliant. Moving Doom into a medieval fantasy world could have gone terribly wrong, but it actually makes the whole game feel fresh again. You're storming castles instead of the labs, you're fighting in blood-soaked courtyards, ancient catacombs, and shattered temples. The level design is gorgeous, and the art team knocked it out of the park. The lighting, the atmosphere, the environmental storytelling, everything feels lived in and war-torn. You get the sense that this world has been fighting hell for generations, and you're the final flaming sword dropped into the middle of it. Let's not forget the soundtrack. Is it better than Doom Eternal? No, I'll be honest. It doesn't quite hit that level, but it is still amazing. Absolutely, it fits the setting perfectly. The new composer went in a slightly different direction with more orchestral, more haunting, but still packed with metal energy when the action kicks in. There's a real flow to how the music ramps up during fights. When it gets going, when the guitars start shredding, the drums start thundering, it feels like Doom. I just wish there were a few more standout tracks that stuck with me the way Rip and Tear did. Now let's talk boss battles. They're good, sometimes even great, but let's be honest here. They aren't as difficult or intense as Doom Eternal's. Eternal has some truly punishing bosses that forces you to adapt, learn mechanics, and fight smarter. Here the boss fights are still fun, still cinematic, still satisfying, but they're more spectacle than struggle. My bigger issue, there just weren't enough of them. And when there were, the game often reused enemies I had already fought before. It's disappointing when a climactic boss turns out to be a reskinned elite enemy you faced 20 times already. They look cool, they sound cool, but I just wanted more variety, more challenge, more unique mechanics. Still, when the fights do work, they're awesome. The scale, the music, the arena design, it all combines in these epic showdowns that feel worthy of the Doom name. But now we gotta talk about the problems, because Doom the Dark Ages is a great game with some very real issues. Let's start with the bug and glitches, because they're impossible to ignore. I had multiple random crashes that completely booted me out of the game. There were several missions where enemies didn't spawn properly, leaving me stuck in a broken level until I restarted the game. A few times, a key cutscene wouldn't trigger or a boss encounter wouldn't begin, again forcing me to restart. And at top of all that, frame drops, freezes, performance dips. This is a game built on speed, fluidity, and responsiveness. When that's interrupted, when the game locks up during a boss fight or stutters during an intense horde wave, it's not just frustrating, it's immersively breaking. For a $70 game, this level of technical instability is completely unacceptable. Then there's the length of the campaign. My full playthrough clocked in around 15 hours, which sounds okay on paper, but for this kind of game and for that price, it's not enough. This is Doom. It's fast, you're constantly moving, clearing levels in 20 minutes or less. You're not standing around watching cutscenes or slowly progressing through stealth sequences. You're full throttle from beginning to end. So those 15 hours fly by honestly. This game should have been at least 20 hours long. Not because we need filler or bloat, but because there was so much potential for more. More levels, more bosses, more environments, more variety. At $70, that's the bare minimum this campaign should have delivered. And finally, let's talk about the physical version of the game, or should I say, the partial version. Because once again, the disc does not contain the full game. You still have to download the full game after you insert the disc. And to that I say no, that's unacceptable. If you're buying a physical copy, you deserve to own the complete game. Not just a license, not just a launcher, but the actual playable product. This is the basic respect for consumers, and Bethesda and Xbox once again did not deliver. If you're going to ship a disc, then have the decency to put the whole damn game on it. Doom the Dark Ages is a game that's absolutely worth playing, but it is also a game that falls just short of the greatness. The combat, excellent. The weapons, some of the best in the series. The medieval setting, inspired and refreshing. The soundtrack, dark, loud, and intense. The boss fights, solid and fun. Even if they lack difficulty and variety, and the story, surprisingly strong with a good sense of scale, sacrifice, and payoff. But then there's the other side, the technical issues. Crashes, glitches, frame drops that break immersion and momentum. The campaign that ends just a bit too soon for the price point, and the disrespect of shipping an incomplete game on the disc, like we're still living in some early access beta world. I'm giving Doom the Dark Ages a solid 7 out of 10. If you got Game Pass, absolutely play it, no hesitation. You'll get the feel of violence, chaos, and heavy metal mayhem. But if you're thinking about dropping $70 on this game right now, don't. Wait for it to hit $50. That's the price for the content and the value finally align. Maybe with updates and bug fixes, it'll earn that full price tag. But today, do better, Bethesda and Xbox. We deserve better. And now it's time to read off the members of the channel. And from now on, I will always go from the very first member to the newest member. But we got Koros Objective, Maximilian Pegasus 88, Mad Fox 94, Watari, Shade Milkman, Oh No Is Justin, Brian Payne, Jay Wesby 65, Andy Ritz, Sea Stars Piplup, and Cam. Thank you so much for becoming members of the channel. And if you truly enjoy this content, why don't you think about becoming a member? It's only $1 a month. You get special emotes, badges, and you get a shout out at the end of each video until it becomes too long, and then it'll be turned into a credit roll. And also, I got an awesome merch lined up for you guys. I got amazing shirts, hoodies, I got coffee mugs, I got desk mats, I got a bunch of different kinds, so why don't you check it out also. And please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, stay vigilant.
You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hard and so